We were at the day of our Madison Square Garden show, April 6th, 2019, the greatest day of our lives, except maybe when you got married. The greatest day of my life and one of the greatest days of our lives.
Yeah.
Prior to going down to the Garden, I know you got there real early.
We did.
I got there around 2:00 because I hadn't been to the WrestleCon and I was staying at the Hilton.
Oh, so it's right there.
I got my stuff together, and before I got changed, I went down to the WrestleCon. And I was bopping around and seeing Jerry Lynn, seeing Dutch Mantel, seeing this one, seeing that one. And Foley's got this big line of people. And I just walk up and I just pull a chair. Like, in other words, he's signing. It's a table and there's like 75 people. And I just walk up and I just grab a chair and I just sat next to him. And he's like, Gary. Another good Foley story, real quick. Adam Cole had never been to Madison Square Garden. Adam Cole, great Ring of Honor, became a great Ring of Honor star, and now he's WWE, NXT. He's
got action figures, trading cards, everything in the video games. Yeah,
but he had never been to the Garden, and I said, let's go. And it was like, they do that Christmas time, the Christmas week show.
Yeah.
And I took him, and I knew we weren't going to get backstage, but I had front row seats. And Foley was there just as a
surprise
attraction, just to say hello.
Yeah.
And two things happened at that show that were really, it was really cool. I had texted Foley that, I'm coming to the show. I know I can't get to see you, but I'll be sitting there. That was it. I don't know if he responded to me. And he gets in the ring, and the crowd is cheering, and he grabs the mic, and he didn't say a word yet, and he turns his head, and he looks, he sees me sitting there. He goes, "Hey, Carrie." And then he went into, and Adam Cole's like, wow. Now Adam Cole. Then if that wasn't cool enough, the really cool thing that happened at that show, and the main event was John Cena. I forget who he wrestled, but it was John Cena, and he won. Mm-hmm. And when the match was over, there were these people sitting next to us who paid a lot of money for these tickets. There were families with, there was kids. And Cena rolls, after the match, Cena rolls out of the ring on the side we're sitting on. I've never met the man in my life. Never.
Yeah.
Right? And these kids are going wild. So Adam and I are just sort of sitting there, getting ready, sort of putting our coats on, getting ready to leave. And Cena does it, sort of ignores the kids, and I see him walking up right at me, and this giant hand, like it was like a lion's paw. His hand was so big, he reaches over the railing to me.
Wow. And
I stand up and he shakes my hand and he pulls me in. He goes, "Hey, I really like what you guys are doing."
Wow.
And I said, "Well, thank you very much." And Adam Cole was like, "Oh my God." I was like, oh my God.
Cole's 19 years old, 20 years old at this point. Yeah.
And I too, if it was, Punk,
right.
He knows me.
Yeah.
But so that was really cool. But that's our Mick Foley adventures.
Amazing. Yeah, I met him once, and it was in Allentown. He was a very nice man. A lot of feedback about the great Foley stories, things like that. Big Santa enthusiast as well, as we talked about. You ever bring up Santa to you? Did he come out as Santa at the event? Sometimes he does that around Christmas time. Okay.
No.
That must be a more recent thing that he's been doing.
But it's when he was doing his comedy.
Right.
He started his stand-up routine.
Mm-hmm. I
get a phone call one day. This is probably 2011-ish.
Sure.
And he had a gig like in Jersey Shore, like Long Beach.
Oh.
And he calls me up
Mm-hmm.
and he says, Carrie, what are you doing tonight? I go, oh, I don't know, man. No plans really. He goes, do you think you could get a bunch of friends and come down to this club? So he was playing at this club and he'd found out they'd only sold 40 tickets.
Oh.
And
because he was sold out in Philly at the Helium. I mean,
Yeah.
he drew well in the right places.
yeah, I wasn't able to get down there, but later in speaking to him, he told me like wrestling is much easier than doing these stand-ups.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's tough, but he got a formula together. Excuse me, and I went to see him. Oh God, there's a famous comedy club on Broadway and 50th.
Go ahead.
Oh, damn it. Might be called the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there and he left me some comps and it was full. It's
Yeah.
New York City.
Yeah.
And he's a good man. I hope he listens to this. I'm definitely going to send him a message. I hope he heard our first episode. And if not, I'll make sure that he gets this. And I want to thank Mick Foley for his friendship and his contributions to Ring of Honor.
Yeah, really one of the unsung. He's a guy that I think for some outside fans or fans that were on the fence really solidified that, hey, you could really see anybody here.
And it was also in a time when we really needed a rub from people like Foley.